Welcome to Football Uncensored. I'm Don Shanks with John Sitton, Alan Hudson. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Donald.
How's everybody today?
All good, Don. Yeah.
Well, we're going to start off the show with, unfortunately, some bad news during the week. Legendary Nobby Stiles passed away. Nobby was quite an incredible player, Alan, wasn't he? 66 World Cup winner. He was the family favourites of everybody, running around with the old teeth out and stuff. He was a great player for United and everything.
Well, he was a great character. I wouldn't say he was a great player. He wasn't. He was Manchester United through and through. Bless him, he wasn't very well for a long time, which is very sad. But he was also Busby could count on him. Alf could count on him. He's one of those players. And he was Alan Ball's roommate. Alan Ball loved him. And before we go on to what John said, got to say, Alan Ball tells a lovely story about him. When they was just before they went into the World Cup, they would, after training, he called Alan Ball and Nobby across. He said, "I need to speak to you two," and they thought they'd done something wrong. And he says, "Have you got a dog at home?" So they both looked at each other and they went, "Yeah, we have actually. I got this." And Nobby said, "Yeah, I've got one." He said, "What do you do when you take it out? You go over the park." He said, "Well, we throw a stick or a ball and it goes and gets it and it brings it back." He said, where's it put it? Where's it put the stick and the ball? He said, "Right in my feet." He said, "Well, that's what you two got to do with Bobby Charlton." And that was his team talk to them too. Yeah. That was their job, playing for England, to go and get the ball and give it to Bobby Charlton. Now, that was great for Nobby because that's probably...
He wanted to do that.
And he said, but Bawley said Nobby, he went over the top because he forgot to tell Nobby not to bite anyone. Like John, you know. But Bawley was more than that. Bawley was more of a player. But it was but Bawley loved him, and that's you can't say any more than that. If Bawley loved him, he was a good man.
I think, John, Nobby Stiles, a little bit like defensive-minded, got stuck in, our type of player.
Yeah. On the rare occasion, I agree with Sir Jeff Hurst. He said yesterday probably his best game in the World Cup was when he took care of Eusebio in the semi-final, and magnificent man marker, wasn't he? You know, with regards to the defensive side. I'll put it out yesterday. I mean, to be fair, Don, all I can do is, you know, hopefully people trust me when I say it from the heart. I just put out yesterday, rest in peace, another lion gone.
Well, I mean, all football people, all English football people, you know, we all loved him. He had a special place in everybody's heart. Right. You know, the way he played, he gave everything for the country. And thank God he did, because we won the cup. It was the first time we've won it. And we look back on him and we got some great memories.
I think you got that one wrong, Don. It's the only time we won it.
I beg your pardon.
Not the first time. You said that as if Brazil, you know.
Which, by the way, the general consensus is they should have all been honoured.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think he said that they've, you know, and there's only 4 of them left.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if they would have earned what the FA earned out of it, them sitting there, all them faceless people at the FA, they only got a grand each for winning it.
That's
grand for winning the World Cup.
And even that was down to Bobby Moore, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they 22k pro rata, wasn't it, Al?
Yeah.
And then he said, "No, we ain't going pro rata." He said everyone gets an equal share.
Yeah.
My memory serves me right from the.
And everybody dined out on it. Everybody at the FA dined out on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, rest in peace, Nobby.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Man United on the back of Nobby. They've had a bit of a turnaround. I think John and I we've got to stand up.
We've got to stand up.
Yeah.
I humbly apologise.
Sorry. It can't be 0-0. How's the scoring going to go, John?
Yeah, one thing's for sure. One thing's for sure. It won't be 0-0.
You tell us how the scoring's going to go, didn't you? 1-0.
1-0, 1-1, 3-1 to United.
It was 0-0. Yeah. Anyway, so we've done that. Alan, you said it might not be a high-scoring game.
I just had the feeling that I said that we both agreed on this, that Solskjaer got through that week. They had 2 good results. It saved his job in my eyes. If they had lost them 2, I think it was in a lot of soapy. And then I said, I think the pendulum swung over to Frank. Now, Frank was under pressure Saturday, I thought, at Old Trafford. Yeah. And he played like he was under pressure.
Yeah.
But the game, no one committed, did they, John? They didn't really go overboard to try and score.
I'll tell you what pleased me, Don, was like they actually looked like they'd been drilled, the Chelsea backline. And then like you had the thing with the set piece. I mean, I thought it was a scene out of The Last Samurai. The geezer with Maguire, the way he's got hold of.
They looked drilled and they done well, but to keep a clean sheet, but they never had a shot at goal.
No,
so but that's what Frank's lacking. He can't get that. The
balance right. Yeah.
But as John says there, I mean, we always have a go at VAR because they're always doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, when Maguire has actually got him round the neck, I was just waiting for him to chin him as well, just to make sure he didn't hit it.
Yeah.
You know. How can they not give that?
Well, Big Daddy and John.
You know, it's like he's
Mick McManus,
Jackie Pallow,
yeah. All that little.
But I'm saying, how can they not give it? Someone tell me, because I can't believe not only not give it. I think they looked at it for about 10 seconds.
If it was a Friday night after closing time, you'd get nicked for it, wouldn't you?
Well, you would do, yeah.
Well, they did it again last night in a Wolves game, and I said last week they should use a monitor consistently every time. The referee's just got to go over the monitor and watch it. And he watched it last night. The fellow was offside and he gave offside. And when the fellow was ready, the Palace player was ready to take the penalty. And he ran it, and someone said in the earpiece, you better look at the monitor.
Right.
I'll be honest, though, where I'm at with it, right? I just think like goal line technology, that's it. Like I've said in previous episodes, since it come in rabid anti-VAR, and I really can't stand it. I think it takes the
passion goes out.
Passion, the immediacy, the you know, like the joy out of the game, and even the jeopardy, the human element with regards to the referee. I'd rather let the ref make the call. If he's seen it and the lines are lovely, if he ain't, he ain't. You know what I mean? And then on it goes.
I mean, carry on.
Sorry, Don. No, go on. I was just thinking.
Just getting on to another one, which was a difficult one, was the Arsenal boss Arteta screaming after the game that they should have had a goal.
Yeah.
Like. We all know that, you know, if you drift two players who are basically in front of the goalkeeper, it's a tactic. They've said go in front of the goalie, sort of half block him off, be in the line of vision.
Yeah.
In comes the corner, quick header, that's it, whoever it was. And the boys moved out the way, but the ball's gone in.
Yeah.
So have they decided they was offside, but they've not touched the ball, so therefore not interfering in play? Or have they decided, well, you're basically in front of the keeper, you're too close to him? I think there should be a rule that you can't be on the keeper. I think you've got to be maybe 3 yards away or something. No, they've got to have something. I don't think two people can be on the keeper. Then when the ball gets flicked.
Don, that last night they took a corner, Crystal Palace. They were trying to come back in the second half. There was honestly there was 12 players in the 6 yard box like that. Now the referee's it's good for the referee because there's no one outside, there's no one behind him. There was 12 people in it, so something's got to be done. There's going to be manhandling if there's 12 people in it. You get 12 people on the underground on the platform, there's going to be trouble. Someone's going to go on the line.
Yeah, but I mean, someone took a free kick outside the penalty box, and two forwards just, let's say they're 10 yards outside the penalty box to kick, and the defence are on the penalty spot, let's say, and then two forwards just go and stand in front of the goalie. And then all of a sudden the ball gets kicked and they just go like that. Surely
there was a still in the.
But we were doing that in our. The players were doing.
No, but we'd run back towards the game when it come to take the kick.
But players were doing that in our day. We used to say go and stand in front of the goal, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a tactic, isn't it?
But now they're doing. Now the fellow that's standing in front of the goal, he's having the defender come and stand next to him, and then there's another one coming in, another one coming next to him. So it's
they're all blocking it up.
You know, going back to the Maguire thing, the referee should have seen it.
Well, there's a lot of players there, as you just said. So I think really I can forgive the ref on that one, but I can't forgive VAR for just not seeing this.
But when you're getting 12 people, what the point I was trying to make, if you're going to get 12 people in the 6 yard box as the dead balls come in, you're going to have trouble.
Yeah, of course you are,
You know.
Well, we sort of have this. I mean, very quickly on that one.
We don't want to spend too much time on it.
No, you know the still. There's a still, and there's also they showed it on the replay.
Right.
He wasn't the Arsenal one. He wasn't in the keeper's eye line.
Yeah.
And B,
not right at that when it actually came in, but before it, he just was, and it's like you're moving around trying to adjust. But
he must have quick feet. He was about 4
yards.
Yeah,
he done a bit of Fred Astaire. Yeah. So anyway, look, we're all TV pundits. We got to talk about that game the other day, Burnley Spurs. I know you mentioned it to me. Tim Sherwood got it terribly wrong.
Well,
with his comments.
The only reason I brought it up, Don, is because, like you two have just got up and you've held your hands up. I mean, we all get it. I mean, I don't think anyone in the country has got any results right yet on any channel anywhere, because it's a bookmaker's dream at the moment, the way the results have gone.
Yeah, for sure.
But Tim Sherwood, They were in the tunnel the other night. Burnley are one tough you. We know that they're one tough
Yeah,
you.
they're not- you ain't got
They're
easy.
typical John Sitton team.
Go on.
Yeah, fight right
They
to the
come
end.
out, they
Resilient.
battle for every ball. They
Resilient, that's
come
it.
out. A 0-0 do while you're 0-0, you got every chance. And,
Yeah,
and Tim Sherwood sat there, and the camera went on Harry Kane, and it went on young son,
Song, yeah.
you know, the Tiddly, and he went. I said, no, and he went. These two players, you see him against Southampton,
Tear
you see
'em
him
apart.
against. They're gonna rip Burnley apart tonight. And as soon as he said, I thought, no, Tim, what you doing?
Yeah.
This is a terrible own goal, mate, because no one tears Burnley apart. Nobody.
No.
You know, even if they got in the Champions League, you wouldn't tear Burnley
So what
apart.
we're saying is we all get it wrong.
We all get it wrong.
It does
they,
happen.
the
But
thing
this is
that
football
they
at
never
the
pulled
moment.
him down on it. They never.
No,
The
they-
interviewer should have pulled.
He should have
Tim
said, well,
Sherwood
what
and
happened there? Yeah.
What happened to you? Like you did with John there. What
Yeah.
happened to your pre-match?
Yeah, I got up as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. You're just feeling sorry for it because you're defending. You
I feel sorry for me.
So I think the clue is really is
Defenders.
Well, my shoulders are broad enough now. I'll take it.
There's
I'll
a-
take another one on the chin and I'll just keep
Well, you
going.
should have told them to sit down.
Oh, I know. I said it. Neil. I had both teams to score. It ruined me. They
He
did.
said the same.
But I think the one thing is a little bit of advice. Anyone betting football, there is one bit of solid advice. You've got to always wait till the teams are announced before you have a bet, because what's going on at this moment in time, they're playing 3 games a week. They're like getting injuries. They don't want to play in this little competition. They're putting 8-9 reserves in, and you don't know really where you're at. So whether you're going to get it right or wrong, at least have a bet if the team's the one that you want to be playing.
200 grand a week, Don. I'll play every day.
Well, absolutely, me as well.
But
Afternoon and night, yeah.
I mean, the point Don's trying to make is basically money's hard to come by, and if you're putting your money down, you want to know your team's got your best possible. Well, best,
Like a ground.
your strongest
Like
team.
Yeah, is it trying? Yeah.
No, not trying. Anyone can try. No good if Limpert Christie might play for Manchester United. He might try. He ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to score, is he?
No, fair comment.
You know.
I thought it was a bit disrespectful to Sean Dyche, to be honest with you, saying they're going to shred him.
Well,
Any Sean Dyche team is well organised, well drilled.
Well, as you both said, yeah.
And
They play for 90 minutes.
They'll
They
play,
do the whole
they'll
lot.
go right to the end, then some. You know what I mean?
If Sean Dyche would have been on the show with him, he'd have said, "Excuse me, don't insult my intelligence."
Exactly, yeah.
And don't you run my team down, because my team.
He might have said you on a $5 grand side bet.
Yeah.
3-goal handicap.
Yeah.
They're going to tear us apart.
Unfortunately, all things come to an end. What I'd like to see with Sean Dyche, I've been beating the drum a little while for him now. I'd like to see him at a mid-echelon club, maybe.
Yeah.
Or an higher club.
A Newcastle, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, actually, when the
Spencer
job come up at West Ham, I thought like he was tailor-made for West Ham. Go there, as long as it can have total control and other people don't have the last
They'll
say.
be all right there because they've got the same colours
on recruitment.
But with Sean Dyche, I interviewed him last week, and he said we're bottom, second from bottom. He said, I don't care. He said, because I trust my players, and we will get out of it. We will get out of this. We will get out of it. And I think they will. And I think they're going to give Chelsea one hell of a game today.
Well, we're talking about Burnley, who've got no cash. Let's talk about the multi-millionaires, Pep Guardiola, this week. Yeah. Well, I know John knows all the facts about this, but he says his players need a break. He said they're mentally messed up and, like, you know, we're picking up injuries because we're playing too many games.
Let me tell you something. He's talking about management. I'm talking about coaching. Right. What you don't do, and he's the governor at Jose. Right. What you don't do is you don't make excuses before a game. You don't make excuses after a game, because what you're doing, you're making excuses for your players. You're giving your players an excuse. As soon as you start drumming up, thing, oh, they're a bit fatigued, they're a bit tired, and all that, you're sowing seeds of doubt in their mind. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
And you're giving them an excuse to foul. I don't believe in none of that at the end of the day. And everyone else is in the same boat. By the way, I was reading it the other day very quickly. This is their worst start in 8 seasons.
And they got a big squad.
And he's just, what's he done? A third of $1 billion on the back four? Quarter of $1 billion on the back four?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, I mean,
they're buying their way out of trouble, if you like.
And this is where I'm on the side of, this is where I'll go a little bit anti with regards to all this, best coaching, or get another foreign coach in. And I've always championed the cause of UK coaches, you know, here and abroad, right? Because these boys is coaching abroad. I've always championed our coaches, and I've always believed that the talent is here in the UK playing wise, right? But that's a side issue. That's another debate. What I can't have is, played 5, 1, 2, drawn 2, lost 1, and 0 goal difference, because they've scored 8 and conceded 8. You know what I mean? So what about the teams above them? They're playing the same amount of games.
No,
they spend far less money. So you can't start going on, oh, we ain't had enough Manuka honey and we're all tired. You know what I mean? What's all that about? You're sowing seeds of doubt in the player's mind. You know what I mean? I know they've smashed Marseille in the week.
Yeah.
Right? But they've got to get back now. We was talking about it earlier, me and Alan. He said, they're favourites.
I mean,
they've got to get back to justify.
You've just got to get on with it.
They've got to justify them being favourites now.
Right.
And with regards to playing away Sheffield United today, I've got them down, man. Because I honestly think they will turn a corner. A little bit of kidology, a little bit of reverse psychology. Then, Sheffield United, we're tired. Don't expect to, I understand how all that works. Trust me, right? But you can't go around and mug off the punters, the paying customers, and the betting people by keep coming up with the same claptrap.
I think it's a bit weak, isn't it? That
it is
comment,
weak. Yeah. It is weak. It's weak leadership.
You got anything to say about Pep?
Well, I only say that I remember last year he played in a big match and he left David Silva out and he left Aguero out and they got beat. And he had young Foden on the line. He had a young player up and coming. He was in terrific form. He left his 3 best players on the bench. Now he's lost Silva. He can't replace him. I think that is their big difference now. They haven't got a playmaker.
Yeah.
And they got all these players.
Outrage.
All these players that got coming in. They play the way we hate playing. Too many passes.
This is what I want to get on.
The year before, Al. Sorry, Don.
Yeah.
The year before, you're saying because this is the general consensus this year, they've struggled to replace Silva. The year before, they've struggled to replace Company. What's that about? When you
I don't know. I can't
63 million on the centre back.
I ain't having that. I ain't having Company.
The gloves are off.
It's a centre half job. You can replace centre halves.
Well,
Silva does make it happen. Let's be fair. He was the guy who made a massive difference. He done his job, Company at the back, and he done a good job all the time. He did. But Silva got it done on a regular basis.
We're agreeing. I'm saying you can't come up with the excuse the year before.
But you brought the thing up about Company.
Liverpool won the league because we're struggling to replace Vincent Company. This year, we're 13th, 14th, 15th in the table, and because we're struggling to replace David Silva. Well, what's the point of Foden and all the other firm around him? Do you know what I mean? I'm not a Manchester City follower. But you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't spend $250 million on the back four.
I ain't got no cake. I do know one thing, that every team who has a great player like that, these young players need someone to look up to. And David Silva was the kingpin of their team.
Oh, great.
Now they've lost him. Now they haven't got a kingpin.
No, great.
Well, I mean, obviously they didn't want to lose him. It was just he was going on.
He'd had his time.
And I mean, he was a fantastic player.
It's like Ericsson at Spurs. We've been through it before. Yeah. Ericsson at Spurs. All right, Mourinho might think he's better off without him. I mean, look at Mourinho. He was at Chelsea. He didn't like Mata. He got rid of Mata to Manchester United. He went to manage Manchester United. He didn't put Mata in the team.
Yeah.
So what's all that about?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I loved him. One Mata. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just brought a point up when I asked John about it, which is such a valid thing right now. The square passing, the loads of touches, not really advancing up the field. I'm looking at these games every week and I'm thinking, look at the possession here. I like big numbers.
Yeah.
But big numbers going nowhere.
Absolutely.
I want to see possession in the last third of the field where possession turns into a shot across a chance, not the possession where you've had 8 defenders touch it and gone nowhere. And that brings me on, because we've been talking about defences. The best defensive performance I've seen for a long time, me and John are defenders. What do we like to do? Tackle. We like to win the ball, get it, give it to people, on you go. We love that.
Yeah.
I watched Royal Antwerp v Spurs the other day, and Royal Antwerp, it was the best defensive performance I've seen for a long, long time. And the difference with them playing that defensive was quite simple. They didn't try square balls when they got it. They played the diagonal ball. They broke quickly. They could have scored 4 or 5 goals against Spurs before they even woke up Spurs. And defensively, they were tackling, they were working, they were doubling up on people. That's what defenders should be doing. I don't see that in the Premier League anymore. No. I don't see it.
Maybe Spurs could take a leaf out of their book, to be honest.
Well, I think Chelsea could.
So we're talking about too many passes. Basically, that's what you're talking about. Where Antwerp didn't do that, they went for the jugular.
But they didn't bomb it. They
attacked them.
Yeah,
they attacked.
They went at speed.
It's like I watched Burnley the other night play Spurs. and they didn't have much of the ball. Spurs had a lot of the ball. They said, "Look, you can have it, have the ball." And he said, "We looked at the stats when they beat Liverpool the year before last. Liverpool had 87% of the game. It's never been known.
Yeah,
87% possession.
Yeah,
and Burnley beat them 1-0.
I've
They
always
worked
said
that out because all they done was wait for when they get it in their half and put.
But I think, honestly, Frank Lampard at Chelsea,
he's going the same way.
should have a look at this. Lecco's coaching is the way he set his team up. That Ivan Lecco, and they were brilliant. Well, no, but when you're playing at Chelsea, you're getting the ball at the back, you're knocking it out there, it's coming back into Zuma, you're going out there. Oh, leave me alone. They're all getting back behind the ball. Now you've got to have the world beater to beat them, and you're not going to get through.
If you put that argument up to someone in the Premier League, they say Antwerp wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Premier League. That's what they'd say.
Yeah, well, they lasted 90 minutes against Spurs the other day, who hadn't been beaten in so many games, and had 4 or 5 good chances after defending brilliantly. And it just shows you what I'm saying is you can do that. You can defend real tough, make the tackles, build it up, make chances at the other end. Why aren't we playing like that in England, some of our teams? That's how we used to play years ago. Get it, break quickly, build up, link up with the front.
Well, teams do it in our league. Wolves do it.
Well, they're probably the best ones at it. Yeah, I agree.
Leeds do it.
Yeah, they're quality at it.
Yeah.
Wolves
and they are making an impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like the Man Cities of this world,
these are the two teams.
They're going backwards there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a phrase once upon a time, you should say, under a couple of coaches I played under, you're passing for the sake of passing.
Yeah.
You understand? So you look, rather than take responsibility, because I think the first priority, there's a clue in the name, goal, right? So you're aiming for that goal. Your goal is to try and get it in the back of the opposition's net. So always used to coach, we couldn't afford a flip chart or a whistle at late night, but he's back to the beginning again, right? You do your match situation.
Oh, bring that ball back.
Yeah.
But what you must agree, John, before you go any further, you're going to go into something. You're going to go into another area now. A lot of defenders don't know how to. I mean, defenders now, they're more players than what they used to be years ago. I watched a program years ago. This football years ago. Defenders years ago, half of them couldn't play.
That's fair.
They just used to lump it up the field, lump it up to the centre forward.
Yeah, don't look at me when you're saying that.
Well, you must
don't be looking at me. Don't be looking at me. Don't be looking at me. Anywhere across the back forward. Don't be looking at me.
Listen, when I first got into Chelsea team, mate, all they done, fullbacks done was chip it, knock it forward, knock it forward.
You only had 1 foot anyway.
So did Puskas.
There you go. Right. Thank you, gentlemen. That was like fiery there. Did you enjoy that one? Do you enjoy these two?
He did wink.
Yeah.
I didn't wing at all.
Come on, we've been slaughtering.
You speak for yourself.
We've been slaughtering Rash the Smash.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what do you mean I did? Didn't we all? Isn't it amazing how, like, things can happen in football? I watched him 10, 20 games last year, as I told you. I bet him for the Golden Boot. How many times did we watch him? I'd say, what is he standing on the left wing here, doing nothing for? Giving him the ball, going forward, coming back 5 yards, knocking an easy one, now and then coming in, hitting one, whatever. Look at him on the right now. Martial's out. They put him there. He scored a great goal, Paris Saint-Germain. Hat-trick off the bench the other day.
Yeah.
So
he'll never score 4 goals in the Premier League. Ever. If he lives till he's 100.
I'll have a cheeky tenner with you. Listen, what I'm going to say about
he could get an hat-trick.
Let me tell you
want another bet.
About Marcus Rashford, Al, right? He's going to be, he could be a victim of his own versatility because they've had him playing on the left.
He can only play.
They've had him playing on the right, cutting in. And I'm telling you now, in terms of an ex-centre back, whether it's me, whether it's Rio with 250,000 followers on Twitter, I've only got 12k. But the thing that frightens you the most is mobility, where someone who can threaten the back, right? And Marcus Rashford's assets, 2-footed, good in the air. Good first touch. Good. Well, if he's in there and the cross is coming, right? But blistering pace. And,
why did Marcus Rashford? I remember Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank at Chelsea used to take all the corners. Every corner. He's a centre forward. He didn't like heading the ball. Rashford does the same. He don't go in the box for corners. He takes the
He don't get many headers.
Well,
That's,
So he
that's
that's
doesn't
the
like getting
It might not have been
It's like
Jimmy's
you taking the corner. You're saying, you imagine you coming up the corner and taking the corner.
25
You say,
assists,
John, get in the
8 goals, 8 goals, 25 assists in the promotion season.
Well, there you
So
are.
again, don't be looking at me
I'm
again.
giving you
Threat in the
little-
back, across the first
I'm giving
defender,
you a little
bang,
cheer
head,
up
neck and
here.
shoulders.
1-0
Accept
Sitton,
it.
Head,
1-0
neck and
Sitton.
shoulders, top corner.
1-0
He didn't
Sitton.
win that
Underway.
one. I'm agreeing with him.
All right, okay.
I'm not-
All right, okay. Listen, there's one guy I'm feeling sorry for at the moment who I feel probably it's been a bit hard done by.
That's the first.
And I want to talk about where we can get him. Jack Wilshere. Here's a guy, Arsenal, good midfield, only
He's meant
28,
to be in his prime. He's meant to be in his
28.
prime, 28.
West Ham tear his contract
He's been
up,
handled-
mutual, whatever it
He's
is.
been handled wrong.
Why?
But Al don't agree with coaching.
No, but all right.
He's been handled wrong. I'm telling you now.
He's handled wrong. because
I'm
of
telling you
management.
now, he's been handled wrongly. Because what I'll be saying to the team is, we're going to play further up the field. This we're going to show you as 2 ex-defenders,
go on.
right? You're the best player on the football field, right? So you're Alan Hudson in the 70s. It's Jack Wilshere now, right? If I'm going to try and iron you out, it's going to be you getting the ball for your own centre back. Because I don't care. I'll take one for the team. I'll get a yellow card.
You won't get me. You couldn't get near me, John.
I'm just making an example, right? Listen, all
I
I'm
think he
saying is,
could. I
all
think
I'm
he
saying
could.
is,
I had Ronnie Harris mark me at Chelsea.
oh no, listen, I'm just making a point. I probably couldn't have got near you.
Ding.
But what I'm saying is, you get the team to play further up the field, and Jack is receiving the ball on the halfway line or just in the opposition half, or even better still, on the edge of the attacking third. What's happened is he's had injury problem after injury problem
Well, there
after
you go.
because people have had a whack at him.
Yeah.
And apart from his running action, he's a little bit like he runs on the
he's-
side of his feet, doesn't he, right? But at the end of the day, when he has had an impact injury, you look at the impact injury, because I'll look into this in great detail,
Yeah.
right? If he's had an impact injury, someone's tried to iron him out, getting the ball off his own centre back, 70 yards up the field, don't care. I'm going to have a whack at you. I'll take one for the team. I'll get a yellow card, right? But you're not going to have the same impact on the game.
So
And it's caused injury after injury after injury.
So where are we with him? Let's say,
he looked like when he first arrived on the scene that he was going to be another Gascoigne.
That's right.
Yeah, he was.
For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
same as Barkley. I thought he was going to
Ross
be
Barkley,
a good
yeah.
This
player.
is like a
At
Dele Alli
Everton.
scenario.
Yeah. And this kid and Wiltshire, I remember speaking to his father, my son to his father, and I remember speaking to his uncle on the phone. I said, "What? This kid is going to be something else."
Yeah.
He went backwards.
Yeah.
But as John says, injuries do slow you down. I know you've had a
I
load.
know he had injuries, Don, but you also some players. Let me give you an example about a player. I remember Harry Redknapp saying about the best young player I've ever seen was Joe Cole.
Oh, Cole, yeah.
And I thought, Harry, what are you? You know, maybe at West Ham. You know, there's a
Well,
load of
apparently
young-
Fergie used to go and say to Harry, how's my player doing? As in Joe Cole.
Yeah, but I mean, Harry got a bit of a problem. You see, no.
That's kidology,
Joe did not know. Joe was better at doing the difficult thing than he was doing the easy thing. He didn't know when to pass the ball. It was unbelievable.
Amazing.
A simple pass. He couldn't. We'll talk about David Silva. Talk about Modric. Talk about Ericsson. They could do the simple things superbly. You want a player to do the simple things.
Yeah.
Make life so much easier.
No, what's
But
ironic, Al?
They try and do all the difficult
Joe
things.
Cole
Joe
started
Cole,
it, yeah.
I see him as a kid. He played with my Anthony.
You know what's ironic? He started
He
at
could
West
catch
Ham.
it on the back of his neck in the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
who wants to catch it on the back of your neck?
No, not in the game.
The circus.
But the thing is, the ironic thing is he started at a club where Ron Greenwood actually said simplicity is genius
Absolutely.
when he was quoting Bobby Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to play.
So
it's a bit
get him
ironic.
fully fit. You have a player who we know's got the ability.
Yeah.
Why ain't someone like Fulham come to
Fulham,
snap him up?
ideal Fulham.
You know, they're struggling.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a lot of money. He's hungry to play.
Well, wages
If one
don't-
of them don't snap him up very soon, you know, we'd be losing him to the MLS or we going to Japan, Saudi Arabia.
AstroTurf.
He's got more left in him.
Yeah, that dude's ankle's good.
Yeah, he's got more left in him to actually be in the Premier League team. Once he's fit, you know, a little bit like Gareth Bale, Spurs, he's come. Everyone thought massive early impact. It's not happened.
No.
He's looking a yard slow. Things aren't firing for him. Jose's took him off the other day.
Yeah.
Now, you know, right away, that's how Jack will go. He'll go, he needs 3-4 weeks to get in the swing of things.
2 more rounds. of
Mentally, he's been like, yeah,
So
two
if
more
he
rounds
ain't
of
made it, if he ain't
Yeah, get
made it
married
by
again.
now, he's never going to make it.
Yeah, but I mean,
a
surely
wasted
he's a
talent.
player
He's a wasted
that's available
Yeah.
for someone to
But
snap
there's
up and take a
young
chance.
kids coming through, Don, with that talent who are not injured.
Yeah, but
he's had chance after he went to Bournemouth. He's had every chance. All their managers can't be wrong. He's gone.
well,
too
okay,
far,
let's say
and
it's the last.
looks
It's the
always
last chance saloon for
Yeah,
Jack to make
absolutely.
an impact in the Premier League
Where did
here
you
in
get-
England.
Did he phone you this morning or something?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, I spoke to him. Right, Jack. Yeah.
Jack, another Jack.
No, but let's have a look. I mean, let's say, how can we lose someone like him? Well, no, he isn't. But you know one thing.
If you're
You know-
Scott Parker, here's what you do. You say,
The game's
you
basis.
dangle the bait. You dangle the bait. This is what I'm saying. If I'm on the inside and I'm negotiating, first of all, you don't know someone like Fulham. You don't know their financial situation. I think, my personal opinion, Scotty Parker's still clearing up the mess left by previous
Yeah,
regimes.
you said that. No, you said
Here's what you do. No,
last
Don,
week,
here,
yeah.
out.
He's inherited it.
You say, come to us. I want you. I value you. I think you're a good player, but you do a pay per play deal with him. You understand what I mean?
Games, yeah.
So
You're getting like Sky and BT.
So anyway, Jack, hope you get back in.
Yeah.
We want you to get into a Premier League team as opposed to go abroad and start playing at the top level. Right, Al, we're on to your team now. Wolves. Woo!
Well, that was my charity bet last night, but I can't have it, can I?
No, it's only on Saturdays, Al. Yeah.
No, but we should do this show on a Friday morning. I'll be one up. But no, they were superb again last night. And the strangest thing was our man didn't score, Jimenez.
Yeah.
But they brought the couple of players. They brought in two new players. When they reckon, I said at the beginning of the season they'll be in the top four. They're third at the moment. I know there's only 7 games gone, but they're still in. There's Nuno's. You talking about him early on, John?
Yeah.
different.
Fair play to you.
I love him.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Quirky,
And
charisma.
you see when they scored last night,
The whole
they're
lot of them.
players.
Yeah, but and the coaching.
The
So
coaches, he always
Yeah.
does it. Whenever they score, they've
Yeah.
always
There's
done it.
so much passion there.
there was,
And
yeah, you
because
can see it.
that's because they're
Yeah.
mainly Portuguese.
Yeah.
Portuguese in the Black Country. Can you imagine that?
I knew I was born
You
in the
know?
wrong country. I knew,
Well, China, were you?
Not too strong,
I knew I
John.
was born in
Not
the wrong.
too strong.
No,
Yeah.
he's the
No, but-
boy. The guys that give me the tin tack. He's doing a thing now. No passion, no point.
Right.
Or no point, no passion. I thought it was a shame your old man didn't think like that. You know what I mean with his podcast.
No, but you know,
So we're talking.
Wolves do
Spirit.
play.
Right,
Wolves
The
do
spirit
play.
is.
Yeah.
But their football is superb.
But they do. But they go forward with their passes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they do the odd square one, but boom, the next one's forward. Then they're linking up. And then they're getting that ball in at the earliest when they can. The 2 goals yesterday, the left back got one in his first game or whatever.
Yeah, great.
On loan
It's not
from
an hard pattern
Angers
to
or
do
something.
with, though.
Superb.
You know,
And the
thing-
second goal looked familiar to the first one.
Yeah.
You know, and bang, they got that one in. It's the
And that
first
then-
time, believe it
that
or not,
then-
they
that-
went 2-0 up half time.
Den Bonker could have had 4. He hit the post, hit the
But
bar.
in 58 games since 2018, they've never scored in the first half. Last night they got 2.
Yeah.
So I know you had a few quid on them, so you must have been sitting there with your feet up.
No wonder he's
Well,
turned up.
having a nice
I
He's
said
frosty.
smiling like a
something-
Cheshire cat this
yeah.
morning.
I
He
said
kept it
something.
quiet,
The
didn't he?
lumps on
I
him.
said
Kept
something the
it
other
quiet.
day, Don. Would I be right in saying when Spurs were 3-0 up against
West Ham.
West Ham the other day,
Yeah.
and they threw it away.
Yeah.
That couldn't happen to Wolves.
No,
Yeah,
That
no.
could not happen to Wolves.
Yeah, no. As soon as you
Wolves
come
were
out,
2-0 up last
Yeah.
night. It was game over.
Yeah. because as soon as the opposition come
If
out,
they'd have gone 3-0 up last
Yeah.
night, they'd have come up, they'd have crawled off the field, the other team.
Yeah.
Because they'd have just.
it would have been keep ball.
Yeah, they'd have better play keep ball
Yeah.
until they come out, and then they'd have got behind them.
Now, obviously,
could
we
have
know
done with you as a
we
mentor help.
obviously we
Years
know
ago, I could
Too
have done
late,
it.
John.
Too late.
Too late.
John, we know that Wolves, he loves them. I like Wolves. We've liked them all last year. They've got
Yes.
loads and loads of good players. You know,
Yeah.
Troy Ori, Jimenez. You can name and name and name. There's one kid, Max Kilmans. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's playing alongside Cody and Will Bodie at the back.
What's his dad? His dad's Russian, I think.
His dad's Russian. His mum's from the Ukraine.
Quite all
Born
right.
in Chelsea. Was on Fulham's books.
Scott wrote, "There's not a row in the house."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're all in a rush in there. Anyway, so he's born in Chelsea, went to Fulham, got released from the academy. They could do with a centre half like this kid right now. He's 6'5". I mean, he went into non-league. Friend of mine, you know him, Alan Devonshire.
Yeah, come up
Dev.
against Dev. Yeah,
He played with Dev, and Dev sort of had belief in him.
he's a great lad, Dev. He give people that.
You know, and you've got to say this kid. He's played 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
Last week against Leeds, he was man of the match. Voted man of the match. They won 1-0. I mean, there's players down there. You've been down in them leagues, John. You know why ain't they looking down there for players?
Yeah.
I mean, the scout at
I've always maintained
at Wolves actually said, right, 18, 19, give him a chance.
Oh.
He's just signed a contract to 2025.
Yeah.
That's how they must think of this
rating,
kid.
Yeah.
You know,
They rate
and
him
he's on
highly,
the scrappy. He could have been another one who slipped through the net, never to be found again.
Yeah, bundles of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these clubs, as opposed to going out with a checkbook, buying players here,
Sure.
there, and everywhere,
I've
they want to
always
have a
said
little
it,
look.
Don. I've always said it. I'll still maintain it, and I'm never going to back off. It's the short, easy, lazy route. Go out on with a checkbook, ready made. What you got to do, you got to try and find a nice even kill, a mix of the two. So you've got that. It's that type of culture. It's like a want it now culture. You know what I mean? So everyone wants that immediate effect, that immediate success. But if you can marry the two, because you're shining light, which I had this thing with Durham on TalkSport and Goff. He's going on about Ian Wright. But Ian Wright, as in coming out of non-league, Greenwich Borough, but he learned his trade at Palace before he went to the Arsenal and rang the bell, and then England. But Vardy comes straight out of non-league from Fleetwood.
But they did pay $1 million.
Leicester.
They paid nothing for this kid.
Well, yeah, but the point being, like in terms of like coming in and making an impact.
Oh no,
that's what
absolutely.
I'm on about.
And still doing it.
And there was nowhere to learn his trade. Straight in the Leicester side, they won the league and then got in England.
When you say learned his trade at Palace,
yeah,
I learned my trade in the street, and most players did.
Yeah,
George Best did.
Yeah,
most players, most top players.
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddle did.
Yeah.
All the great players. Stan Bowles did. He didn't coach, and you couldn't coach these people. They never learned their trade anyway. He might have started at Palace. They see him playing in a Sunday team, and someone recommended him, and they put him in the team.
Mm.
I remember coming on in the cup final, his first appearance at Southern, he made an impact straight away.
Mm.
So that kind of, and it becomes, in it right and he's right and bright. You know, that's what
Ian Wright and Mark Bright.
Mark Bright.
I'll come up against them.
They had two good forwards.
Never even got an handshake. You know, because
Really?
he never had a shot. So he wouldn't shake me hand because he never had a shot.
But talking about the young guy
Marked
there,
him out the game 3 clean sheets in the cup. But that's another thing. See, you listen, but you don't hear.
right.
I never said coach the likes as you or Stan Bowles. What I said, what I've always said, and what I
you
maintain.
didn't. No, I didn't.
No, you listen,
I
but you
didn't
don't
say
hear.
You coach.
No, what you do, you coach the players around them out. That's what I've said.
No, you didn't. You said
structure
you
around-
learned he learned his trade at Palace.
Oh
He
yeah, no,
didn't.
I'm on about previous with regards to your thing. You've got to be in your bonnet about coaching. That's what I'm saying with regards to you mentioned Stan Bowles. I've always maintained you gifted players. I've even done a bit in my book about it with people. Herbert's that I had. If it was Aussie, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So don't start, don't start. But you're right. The talent is down there.
Yes.
I've always maintained.
Well, we all agree with everybody in
the talent. The talent is there.
agrees with that.
And
But this
you're
kid's
right.
6'5", playing against Connor Cody, playing alongside Connor Cody. Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean this kid could be in the England team. What a scoop this will be!
It'd be
In a year or so,
Yeah, it'd be a
a year
coach.
or so. So I think he's a role model for any guys, and there's lots of players out there.
Yeah.
I know my mate Richie Mealings thought he was a good footballer years ago, and he felt he should have been snapped up.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He ended up owning half
but-
of Hertfordshire.
yeah, but what it is, you just need that second opportunity.
Yeah, you do.
And I think his dad, Alex,
Yeah.
his dad's called. He was right supporting him. He said he's a real good player.
Yeah.
The kid never got any opportunities anywhere. And then he got a little bit of a break. So I do a little bit of coaching up where I am in Ruislip. A couple of kids I know there. One's called Ed Good. He's at Loughborough. Luke Mattenham. They're two young kids, exactly the same as him.
Yeah.
17, 18,
They need a
playing in the lower leagues, not starting. But I tell you what, they're two real good players.
It can happen.
They've got plenty of skill, strong, 6'2", 6'3". They just need a break. You need a chance.
Oh, this very quick story, right?
Yeah.
Because it can happen, right? It does happen. I've known it to happen, and I've seen it happen. Warren Barton,
Right.
He ended up playing. Yeah, he ended up playing fullback for
Newcastle.
Wimbledon, Newcastle, and England. I think he had an outing for England.
Right. You did,
And
yeah.
what happened was he was an apprentice at Leighton Orient, and Frank Clark, Brian Eastick, they said, "No, too light." Never signed him. Never gave him a pro con. Not even a year to see whether he grew into a man. He goes away. He regroups. He showed that what he always had: appetite, great attitude, good player, right? But it needs to be reinforced with a good attitude and professionalism and that appetite, right, for training and playing. Goes and plays for Maidstone. Wimbledon snap him up, so he becomes part of the semi-crazy gang or the aftermath of that. And then he goes for 4 mil at Newcastle under Keegan. So it's a great story. Then we played at the London Five-a-Sides we're having a bit of a rocky patch. It's getting funny because I thought, good for you, son. Right, good for you. Frank Clark says, here, well, you don't fancy coming back, do you? And he says, nah, you had your chance. Like that. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, great story.
Yeah, now
I mean, he done well.
He's looking at $4 million gaffs in LA now. You know what I mean? So
Why do you
I just
start
thought,
your own club up?
Good for you, son.
Defenders Club. Are you sure?
it's too
Start
late
from the
for-
back.
I mean, the
Start
greatest
from the
example,
back.
the greatest
Well, listen,
example,
I'll cost myself money.
of what he's just talking about, Don.
Yeah.
Is Jamie Vardy, and you're bringing up Warren, whatever his
Warren
name
Barton,
is. Warren Barton at Wimbledon.
I think you prefer
You got-
Warren
you got-
Beatty, didn't you?
Oh, mate.
I bought up Jamie Vardy. He never bought up Jamie Vardy.
I brought him up last week.
He bought him up
Hey,
last
I'll
week.
kiss
Anyway,
his
what
sister.
about this pay-per-view stuff?
Referee.
What about the pay-per-view? You want to talk about the pay-per-view?
What, it's Mike Ashley?
15 quid. Well,
You know-
Ashley's gone down to a fiver,
Listen,
which he
this,
said.
this is where we've got to give ourselves a pat on the back because we put a little shout out to the Geordies. They refused
Exactly.
to pay it. They sent 20 large to
Yeah.
the food banks and providing meals. Now, all of a sudden, in the same week that we put a shout out, well done, and a little ripple for the Geordies, for instead of paying 15 shots for a game, they've said we'll send it to this 20 grand for the food banks.
But it couldn't
All
have been
of a
us.
sudden-
We only got 4 hits.
All of a sudden, yeah, come out. I told you it's a slow burner. It's a slow burner. Listen, by the way, that's
Go on.
water. It's no
Yeah,
good to
no
you.
vodka. in it. But like, but when you
Mike
want to,
Ashley's had a scream up. He wants it $4.95 now instead
Yeah.
of $14.95
well, it should
because
be
they've
that.
turned their back on it.
Put a pound into wherever it's got to go. Give the other 4 quid to the club's Division 1, Division 2.
Yeah.
Keep them going.
Yeah.
Then we're all prepared to buy it. You're not getting ripped off.
Yeah.
But what a move they've done. This Sky or whoever it might be, BT, whoever's doing it.
Too
I
much
think
common sense.
I think they've had a word with Boris Johnson, and say, look, put
Well,
the
they're gonna
put the
come out
lockdown on, because normally I'd have 5 or 6 of my mates coming round here.
Yeah.
We'd all be paying the 15
He's
quid.
the last one. I'll
It's
be having a word with.
£2.50 each, but now you can't come round, so you've got 6 15 quids now,
Yeah.
because everyone's going to watch it. So they've got £90 as opposed to the 15 they would have got. What a move!
Sounds too much like common sense to me.
Yeah,
But I won't be having a word with Boris because I've seen him in London.
You like him, don't
now
you,
he's
the
brought the
Cats?
country to a standstill, so don't be.
well, we've got Burnley, Chelsea. Come, let's talk about a few games.
Yeah, I'm putting them in my charity bet if we're having one this week.
Right,
Unfortunately, I'm going Chelsea away win.
right,
So
okay.
for Burnley,
Well, unfortunately, the game started, I think.
I talked him up. No, that was I was going to go City Sheffield United. I was going to go City at Sheffield United, wasn't I? So it's probably a little bit too late for that.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, that's the early game. You're right.
that's the
sorry,
early game. Yeah. I'm a little bit torn off. I was going to have all the London sides. I think Spurs at home to Brighton, Chelsea away to Burnley. I've got a sneaky feeling if he's set up right, I've got a sneaky feeling for Arsenal at Man United, and it might increase the odds. But I've just got a sneaky feeling like a.
Should we ask Alan Burnley Chelsea? Should we ask him Burnley Chelsea?
Grenade.
Burnley Chelsea out? I'll stay back.
I love him. I love him.
Please.
You know I love him. You know I love him. The only thing I ain't done
Come on,
is kiss his
Burnley
hand.
Chelsea, Addy. Tell them what you think.
Go on, here
Burnley
we go.
Chelsea. Come on.
Go on.
Well,
Brace yourselves.
I think Burnley haven't won all season. They're due to win. If I had to put my money down, and I've got some money from the Wolves game last night, I would back Burnley. I think they're going to give everything today and a little bit more. I think they've been a little bit
I mean, against
unlucky.
Spurs, as
They're
you said,
unlucky
they
against
played
Spurs.
reasonably well, got
Well,
nothing.
they made Spurs look ordinary. Dom.
So play the same
Even
against Chelsea.
Tim Sherwood said they were ordinary afterwards. He said they
Oh, he
were
did? Fair
hopeless,
play
and
to Tim.
He didn't hold his hands up, though.
No.
Them. But he said they were all for after, but all those they worried about was the 3 points, which they got.
Right.
I don't think Frank would be so lucky.
If I'm Frank, I say match him for the basics, and we'll have too much class, too much in the locker.
Well, maybe in your eyes.
You match Burnley for the basics. You match Burnley for the basics in terms of attitude, application, resilience, setting up right, being organised, and then we've got too much in the locker for them.
Well, if the ball gets in the air between Chris Wood and Zuma, I know who I'll have.
Okay.
And they'll go with dead balls. Burnley will go with dead balls against Chelsea.
Cheeky tenner on the side. This sounds like Don. Sounds like a cheeky
No,
tenner.
I'm not gambling because you two nearly fell out. I don't gamble with friends.
I'll never fall out.
Although I'm starting to think if I'm wondering, I've got a friend up here.
Liverpool, West Ham. All right, get away from them, Chelsea. Liverpool, West Ham. I tell you what, I think that's going to be a real good game. I don't know if Antonio's going to be playing. Is he fit? Does anyone know?
I bet Liverpool with a goal start.
You know what he said, the man last week? Yeah, was it last week or the week before? The fourth or the fifth one. When he was talking about the injury, he was talking about the Van Dijk injury, and then lo and behold, Fabinho pings his hamstring. So, strictly speaking, Liverpool are down to their
One
last
centre-half.
established centre back.
As Harry would say,
The keeper's back,
Bare
though, isn't
bones.
bare bones.
he? Yeah, the keeper's back.
Yeah, yeah.
Allison's back,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, so that they
Yeah.
might feel a little bit comfortable.
You know what I'd do? I'd because of his height, his pace, his ability on the ball, I'd move him over. Trent Alexander.
Yeah.
I'd move him over and bring in
I
someone else.
watched the game early hours this morning when
He didn't play anywhere. Him.
Liverpool beat Barcelona 4-0 at home when they were 3-0 down in the first leg. And Mane played up front. Salah and Firmino, whatever his name, the Brazilian, didn't play. Henderson got injured, they took him off. The left back Robertson got injured, they took him off. They made 4 changes in the side and yet still beat Barcelona 4-0.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't. Every time someone went down injured,
Yeah.
Klopp held his head and thought, "Oh, what's going on?"
Bodies
here?
everywhere.
But they kept bringing on subs,
Yeah.
and they overcome. They got a little bit lucky. Barcelona could have scored a couple of times, but they won 4-0 and went through to the final.
Yeah.
So don't be fooled by Liverpool getting injuries.
No.
Fair play.
That's a good point,
He will. He's
Well,
gonna-
they've certainly looked motivated against Everton. They were the best
mate.
team by a long way.
Yeah, they were.
And at the end of the day, they should have actually, went on and won the game.
Yeah,
You're talking about Man United tomorrow, Arsenal.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be? I mean, United all of a sudden they've gone to the front in a few games. Now, come on, tell them.
One
John,
thing's for sure.
Man United, Arsenal.
One thing's for sure, it won't be 0-0.
Oh no!
I fancy a cheeky like 1-0 the Arsenal, like the old school George Graham days, or maybe a 2-1, maybe a 2-1. And I'll tell you how the scoring's going to go.
Oh no! Get out of here! Get out of here! The scoring's going to go. Okay, right. I'm going to talk about one game which I think is probably the most important game over the Premier League weekend. Fulham West Brom, Monday night.
Okay.
Like West Brom the other week, obviously Billick, the fella's he's picked the player, the centre half. Remember we spoke about it?
Can I just say, Paddy Power have already paid out.
Oh, they have?
On Fulham. Yeah. And I two-star on that. God bless them, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
they're down, mate. Well,
Right, so
But let's think of the game.
two-star on that.
My mate, by the way, Mickey Conway over there in Gran Canaria, his mate Colbert, mad Baggies fans.
Okay.
I think
Good
they
people.
probably got their best chance to win a game Monday night, would we say?
Yeah, but I still think both would be down, unfortunately. It might. I mean, obviously, like I'm light years away from getting it right with Southampton. The Renaissance. I just thought they would have been relying too much on Ings. But Che Adams has come in and been magnificent. They've recruited Walcott, so I don't think they'll have a problem now. Fair enough, I'll hold my hands up.
you forgot about Redmond. He's not a good player.
Of course he is. He's a magnificent player. Listen, I was beating the drum to Redmond to be in
Well,
the
why
England.
did you just beat the drum back?
Well,
from
do
them?
it.
You
Well,
gotta
I'll
do
do
it
it.
He forgot.
Every time
You can't
I
name them
he
all.
starts on me.
You can't
picks
name
on
them
me.
all, can
He's
he?
like school bully. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, there's your
So
ball.
I'm going to West Brom to get a result. Keep the boys in the Canaries happy.
Finding me out.
I'm going to West Brom to get a result. Although I was a Fulham boy and Alan supports him, I think
Yeah.
I was.
West
He was.
Brom may be going to bring too much to the
It's
table.
their best
on
over 3
Monday.
points. Yeah, it's their best over 3 points. But unfortunately, I think they'll be down with Fulham. Then it's a toss-up. They might have second season syndrome, Sheffield United, if they're not careful.
Yeah.
You get me?
So 3-0 up here.
and we got- we got-
really?
No.
You can see the telly. You get me?
They'll have a wind up
See
on
what
this show.
he'd have dangled the bait and nutmeg me. Wouldn't it? Come out the other side.
We got to talk about Jamie Vardy and Leicester. They've gone away the other day. Good result. Vardy scoring again. I think he scored 7 goals away from home in 4 games, 5 games.
I'd set up different from Southgate. I'd be begging him to come back. He's
Yeah,
got to
really.
play. He should have played more in Russia. He's
Right.
got to play. I think he's been absolutely nothing short of magnificent for a couple of seasons. Maybe as a consequence of packing in the England turnout, but I want him back in the national side. The way I'd set up.
I mean, are they back in form? They've
I'd have
gone to
him
the
and Kane
Arsenal and
together.
won. They've gone away and won.
Yeah.
They seem as though
But different
they
side
lost
with
their
him,
way a
innit?
little bit.
Yeah, but I'd
They've
tell
had a
you,
lot of injuries, haven't they?
Yeah.
Their injuries are coming back slowly. They'll get better.
they'll get better.
Yeah.
And he's not cooking on gas at the minute. Madison.
No.
Once he hits full flight, do you know what I mean?
That will be a good game Monday night, Leeds v Leicester. You like Leeds,
Fantastic.
don't you? Leeds are
Yeah.
team of the season so far, like firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Leeds have been very
The manager, he seems to be getting them all doing
I
the
would
right
like- I
things.
would-
Well, what is it? Is he a manager or a coach?
I don't know.
He's a manager.
Whatever he is,
We had-
whatever he is,
He's a manager, and everyone else says he's a coach.
he's getting the results, whatever
getting the
way,
result, whatever it is.
whatever way it goes. So, where else can we go today? We
You want to
spoke
talk
about it
about
all.
fighting
We got
or
our
something
charity
like
bets.
boxing?
We got our charity bets.
Yeah, charity bet.
So,
get the
who's
charity
going to
bets
be
out.
the charity bets?
I've got to have a thing here.
So, John,
have a
you
butcher's
can
at-
say your first.
So I've even written it down. Don's charity.
Well, you've done me with Wolves last night, so I'm going to go with Burnley at 3 o'clock to beat
Do you want me to
Chelsea.
take that satchel of money home in the cab?
Yeah, take that home, John.
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Take the loose changes with us.
I would have left it in the other black cab.
I'm too late for one, so I'm going to go with me London treble.
So
it's a long shot because I'm too late. I was
give
going to go.
us your pen and that bit of paper. Let me write it down.
Question mark 3 away. CFC at Burnley.
Yeah.
Right. City at Sheffield
You going for
United.
aways here?
No, it's too late for the City at Sheffield United.
Yeah, all right,
The other one was Everton Newcastle, right? So just go for this. I'm
Go
going to go big. I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go brash.
Oh, lovely.
Right. As in 3 London sides.
Go on.
CFC.
Yeah.
Right at Burnley.
Yeah.
The Arsenal.
Oh,
At
nice.
United. Spurs at home to Brighton.
So that's your treble.
Go on, the London boys.
Ah, blimey, eh?
Go on, the London
Okay,
boys.
that's John's. Alan,
I'm sticking with Burnley, mate.
you're just having yours on Burnley to win?
No, I'm gonna go against. I agree with John. I fancy Arsenal tomorrow. I do Manchester United,
Right,
but I think Brighton will get a result with Spurs today.
really?
Yes, I do. I think they'll get at least a draw, but maybe a draw.
That's tomorrow,
agreed
that
with
game.
me.
So,
Tomorrow,
so what do you want to do there?
I'll have a draw. Brighton a draw to draw at Spurs, along with
No chance.
Burnley.
No chance.
Brighton.
No chance.
You two got on
There's
really
more
well. Why don't you
chances-
go on holiday
There's
together?
more chance of that being a nil.
Can't you go on holiday together? I think they better get separate rooms, don't you?
That's to come.
All right, I'm going to go then. I'm going to have. I'm going for Villa, Southampton, both teams to score.
You like the vote?
Yeah, and I'm going to go for Liverpool, West Ham, both teams to score. So that's our £20 charity bets brought to us by SFI, Sport Fund Initiatives. Also, a big thank you to Wave, our taxi group. If you need a cab or you want to earn a few more quid, Wave might be the way to go. And of course, thank you to the Grosvenor
Casino.
Gloucester Casino
Fantastic
for
event.
hosting us today.
Yeah.
We've all had a bit of fun. We've had a little bit of a boisterous talk today.
They know it's light-hearted. don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Hello.
Absolutely.
But this is the way it should be. This is passion. Why sit? I mean, you've got them all.
Well, we
on
want to
telly,
talk about what
all
it is.
agreeing that you watch Match of the Day and you watch Sky Sports, and they all agree with
It's
each
a
other.
beautiful thing, Al. There's a thing.
We agree
an
to
actor
disagree.
mate of
Like
mine-
being married again.
Yeah, no, it's an actor mate of mine, Daniel Maisie, said to me, you must have drama. That leads to conflict. Conflict leads to resolution.
Yeah.
Right? And then when we get down to it, you'll find that I'm right.
Have you heard that out there, all you people? We'll finish on that note. Stay safe out there. Hope your team wins. Enjoy your weekend. And God bless you all.
God bless.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Social
Give me my
distancing.
pen back.
Social distancing, by the way.
Absolutely.
No more shaking hands.